Hey, what's going on, everybody? So it's Tuesday, sitting out here on some wet seats. Just rained. Chipmunk friend, I fed him last night, and he came up and left me a poop and then an open nut. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. But right now, what I want to talk to you about is mainly just what I mean when I say always be training. So some people are going to get it twisted and they're going to think that I'm saying you always need to be training, that you should always train, and they're going to be like, that's not healthy, that's not sustainable. But what I mean by it is that you can always be improving. You want to be in that improvement mindset. So you can either be improving spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. There's so many different ways that you can be improving, but you got to be improving little bits every day. And that's what I mean by always be training. Now, when it comes down to it, I train physically a lot, and I've implemented it into my life and daily schedules so that I can always maximize training. And I mean, I don't do it every day, but most days I am doing these forms of training. So it's like when I'm in the shower, I'm doing stretches, I'm doing glute activation, I'm doing a lot of arch work with my feet, making sure that I'm forming my arches and that my feet are healthy. What else do I do? Man, I'm drawing a blank because they're cutting my tree down in the backyard. It's kind of sad. What else? Oh, when I'm driving, I'm always flexing my abs. Whether I'm sitting, whether I'm in a chair, it's always flexing them. If I think about it, it's when I think about it. So I'm not always thinking about it, but it will pop into my mind, and when it does, I do it. So I'll sit here and I'll hold, pull it in, hold, let out, push, and that right there, if you do that 30, 40 times, that's going to be a workout. And you can do that on your drive to work, on your drive home from work, on your drive to lunch. Something else you can do while driving is the steering wheel, holding it. I just showed an example of that. I might include it if I can fit it into this video pretty easily. I'm not sure how it's going to edit on the phone, but yeah, you can hold the steering wheel and activate your lats and stuff while you're driving. That's something else you can do. Even sitting normal, so having both legs even, not having one leg hiked up like this when you're driving. That's going to give you hip shifts and balances. So yeah, you want to make sure your hips are both in line when you're driving and not one up, not one down. Realize that usually half the time one hip is higher and more elevated than the other one. So fix that and you'll fix a lot of your pain and problems. What else are ways that we train every day? Oh, standing in line. Man, anytime I'm standing in a Chipotle line, anytime I'm standing in any kind of line, I am doing glute flexes. Like I'm sitting here flexing those glutes. I'm doing calf raises. I'll do 100 calf raises while I'm standing in line just waiting to get my Chipotle, and like the guy behind me is like looking at me probably like, what's this guy doing? I'm just training, and it really doesn't matter. Oh, something else I do, I always carry grippers. There's grippers always in my car. Like we could probably walk to my car. If I had my keys, we'd go right now. But I have those squeezer grippers in my car that I always train grip strength. It's like there's always times you can be training. And then it's not just physically, you can train mentally too. Like there's apps on your phone, always be reading, like read more, learn more. That's one of the things I try to do every day is learn 1 to 2 hours. Most of my learning comes from YouTube videos. I don't learn as well from reading. It's because when I read, I get sidetracked and I start imagining, and then I go back and have to read like that same sentence like 2 or 3 times over. So it's a lot easier for me just to listen to other people and watch other people on YouTube, and I learn from what they're doing. Maybe what they're doing isn't right either, but me watching them do it, I'm able to pick up on what works and what doesn't pretty well. Training spiritually, meditating. Anytime you have time to pray, anytime you have time to meditate, anytime you feel stress coming on you, realize that, take a step back, deep breaths. That can always be training, always be working on that. Work on controlling your emotions, work on controlling your desires, your wants, work on controlling the brain. You're in control. And you know, deep breaths are a good way to bring yourself back to your core state. When you feel yourself getting overwhelmed, when you feel yourself getting stressed, when you feel yourself getting low, take 5 deep breaths. And when I say take 5 deep breaths, I mean take nice, slow, as deep as you can, deep breaths. 5 of those, and let them out slow. And with each one coming in, think of nothing except that breath. And 5 is all you need. So guys, I hope this helps you, hope this opened up your mind to the possibilities of always be training. And maybe it helps you understand a little bit what I mean when I say, or hashtag always be training. It doesn't mean you always have to be training every hour of the day, but it means when you think about it, do something to make yourself better, because those little improvements are gonna add up over time, and those are what's gonna make the big difference in the end. So till next time guys, stay strong, stay safe, and stay positive.